on, everybody? It's your boy Real back with another review, man. Yo, what? This is Last of Us Season 1, Episode 1, the opener. I don't think it's a pilot. I think pilots are what they try to make and they put out there and see if it bites, and if it does, they continue with what they was gonna do. But if it don't, then it just goes to shit, right? They knew they was making Last of Us. They knew this was a hit. So this ain't a pilot. This is just episode 1. They like, let's kick this thing off. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. First thing I like to do is say salute to all those listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And of course you, the viewer, here on YouTube and Discord, gang them. Now, right after that, I want to salute to HBO Max for, since its inception, since the creation of HBO Max, right? Because you got HBO and then you got the Max version. Ever since they showed their ass, they've been showing their ass. I'm talking about giving me Batman movies a week after it dropped, HBO Max exclusive movies, shows like Southside. That's the that's the closest to the real Chicago you're gonna see on TV is Southside, and it's a comedy. But that's the closest you're gonna see to what Chicago is really like. But yeah, just in general, like HBO Max is killing it. The Harley Quinn animes, the fucking this Velma I'ma check out. I'm not gonna do a review. I'm just gonna enjoy Velma. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot about it. Gotta see that. Your Titans, your Doom Patrol, just a plethora of shit, man. They got Martin, all episodes of Martin. It just they killing it. So they are keeping that, killing it with this Last of Us, a video game turned movie. Now, I got to give some background on The Last of Us, me and my personal experience with Last of Us. Okay? There are 2 games, really 3, no 4. Look how you go, like, and I'm gonna start going. But it's like on my all-time list, right? There is Grand Theft San Andreas. All right, top shelf. That's one of Real's top played, replayed video games ever, right? Then there is Skyrim. Okay, the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I spent many of days playing that video game. I've started over and created so many characters. Fucking love Skyrim. And I'd have to say one of my all-time personal favorites, Road Rash 3D. And I split that with, you know, Resident Evil 5 was really fucking fun. Cause you had a friend. That was the first, you could tag team, so me and my boy would get drunk as hell, play Resident Evil 5. That just came with good memories. But anyway, outside of that, Last of Us makes my top 10 video game list played ever. Ever. You know what I'm saying? And it was because I was playing a movie. I was playing a story. I beat it, by the way. I played all of Last of Us, finished it. And look, Real is the type of person that is terrified at scary games. Like, I can't play games like that by myself. Like, I have to have an audience. I used to let my girl used to watch it with me. I'm like, all right, baby, come on, I'm about to play Black. Because if it was nighttime, I needed her to watch. And she used to be into it because, like, it was a movie. Last of Us was just a well told story through a video game. And sometimes I forget I had to press a button. I'd be watching, like, oh shit, what's finna be down there? So it was great. And then I found out the multiplayer on Last of Us was actually fucking fun. I was like, wow, this is a good time. And what I like most about it is that these zombies weren't regular. They were clickers, right? We called them clickers. They made that. You hear that sound? You know you need to slow down. Some shit's around the corner. It's about to go down. So you got the Firefly Rebellion. You got all of that. So when I see it on screen, I'm excited. And I know going from video game to movie, to episode to series, it's not going to be directly the same. It can't be. It can't be. It's impossible to go exactly how the game was to TV show form. Why is it impossible? Because I only know the story through Joel and Ellie. That's it. I only play their characters. I don't see the outside Fireflies outside of what they can see. So all these little subplots is going to be going on. These new characters, his bro, and all this things going on. This is all new shit that was not in the video game, and they can have a lot of playtime with. Now there are two things before I get into the actual review of this that I'm claiming that I really want to see go from video game to this show. There's only two. There's like two stages I really want to see. One, when I'm traveling, when me and Ellie is traveling through the train system to get to that town, that train was that like little train tunnel was the most horrifying. Pitch black, limited ammo, big ass clickers. Okay, it was terrifying. So I would love to see that. That'd be a nice little throw in. And the town shootout with the feds, they had that house. So you had to. We started at the end of the street, and we had to get down to that house. And along the way, motherfuckers busting at us. That was crazy as hell. A lot of y'all that play the game know exactly what I'm talking about. That was a crazy shootout. If they could somehow bring that to life, that'd be hardcore. But yes, now into the review. Okay, I just got really excited. I mean, the video game was fun as shit. It makes me want to play it again. Joel is the Mandalorian. Okay, the Mandalorian turned in Baby Yoda. I know his real name is like Gregor or some shit. Fuck that. His name is Baby Yoda. Let's stop it. So he turned in Baby Yoda for Ellie. Okay, this dude low key been killing it. I forgot just how much stuff he was in. Like he was what's his name in Game of Thrones? Like was he a Davos? No, he wasn't a Davos. What was his name? He was the fancy swordsman who could have killed the mountain, but started gloating too much. But yeah, he was in that. He killed it in Mandalorian, and right here, episode 1 of Last of Us. Wow. First thing I want to say is this ranks high in my beginning of the apocalypse type beginnings, right? First things first. The conversation in the beginning when it first opens up with in the 1968 TV show where the doctors discuss viruses versus fungi, what they think would be the next wave, the thing that would take out humans. They sit there and debate what's the most dangerous, what could we see, what type of pandemic. They breaking down these different terms for the public. That might have been the most terrifying conversation I've ever heard. First and foremost, of course, it's like an homage to like COVID and how we see how that thing can happen. But the other doctor, oh, and by the way, the doctor with the glasses, he is in everything. He's the creep in everything. Hell on Wheels. He was like this unbeatable Amish cult leader killer dude. He couldn't be stopped. And then in Van Helsing, he was a psychopathic killer turned vampire god type. This dude, I think he was in Walking Dead too. This motherfucker is he's like typecast as a creep. This is the first time I've seen him just be a regular person. So he was the original doctor that got a few words in. I just had to play that out. He's amazing at what he does. But when they was discussing virus versus fungi, the fungi doctor, that was a terrifying conversation to me. Holy shit. The way he said, you got viruses. Yeah, they'll kill you, but it'll only stop at a certain point. They can only kill so many. Some are going to be, immune, whatever. You could plan for a vaccine. You could do a lot of things with a virus. We get it. But fungi, though. And then he was discussing how fungi takes over certain ants and it controls them, controls the host, make them do this, preserve their body. A lot of spooky, funky shit, right? Then he gets into the math of it. Well, the reason why you really ain't got to worry about it is because fungi, this is the terrifying part, right? Fungi, and I haven't fact checked any of this, but I plan on doing my Googles. I'm a thorough Googler. All right, back in the day, I used to run to an encyclopedia. That's how old I am. My grandmother had, she had spent that money on them encyclopedias. Her and my grandfather, rest in peace, they had all them encyclopedias. If I needed knowledge, I'd run right to them. So, so I'm a great Googler, right? And he was saying that the fungi cannot live in anything that's above 94 degrees. Now, our body heat is 98.6 or some shit like that, right? That's where we stand if we're healthy, I believe. So no fungi could take over us. He said unless they're forced to evolve. And why would they be forced to evolve? I was like, yeah, why? Why would a fungi ever feel like, holy shit, we need to we need to be in hotter climates? As if, I don't know, the world got warmer, and I was like, oh shit, global warming. Oh, now salute to my geologist, my geology teacher. She said she didn't believe in global warming per se, like how people look at it. She was saying that just like we had an ice age and how we are on like the ass end of the ice age, like the world rotates. So there's going to be like there was an ice age, then there's our age toward the end, and then the world is just going to be circling toward now the hot desert age until millions of years, and it rotates, and there'll be another ice age. So she's just saying we're in rotation. Things are getting warmer because it's supposed to be getting warmer, not because of hairsprays and car engines. The world is going to do what the world's been doing. And I was like, that was very smart. So I tend to roll with her. I like her explanation of things. So I don't want to get into no political debate about global warming. That just sounds plausible to me. So, but the scary part is, yes, as the world becomes warmer, fungi would have to be forced to evolve. And if they can start withstanding hotter weathers, they could get in us. And then we get clickers. And I was like, yo, that shit scared me about as much as what was that movie? When the big tidal wave hit New York and it froze over the day after tomorrow. Oh my god. I hate those storm movies. Oh fuck me. So yeah. Anything that sounds realistic and possible, man. So yeah, it kicked it off with that, which I thought was beautiful. It set the tone. It scared the shit out of me. And I'm like involved now. See, and then, like I said, back to the apocalypse starts. So you got several versions of the way like apocalyptic shows or movies start, right? This is like my favorite genre. You got they typically start with a what was it like 28 days later, right? Or a Walking Dead. You wake up, life is like this. You just woke up out the we woke up out the hospital. We was in a coma. Everything's changed. And then we start hearing stories. We see flashbacks of how things started. That's like one way of going at it, right? Then you got the Independence Day type style. Aliens, front door, blowing shit up. Boom. Everybody goes crazy. War of the Worlds. Shit out the gate. They start attacking, fucking shit up. So you got the drastic one. You got the planning for shit to hit, like a meteor apocalyptic type thing. Then you got your zombies, like your Resident Evils and things of that nature, where it's like, or ooh, Dawn of the Dead, right? We don't know how. One day we just sitting here talking to my husband. There goes my daughter. She bites him. He's chasing me out the door, and we're running. See, Dawn of the Dead was one of my favorite openings to a crisis. I was like, holy shit! It just hits the fan. You don't got no answers. We got to act. And this one was in that similar vein. But they did a little bit more subtle. They gave us the right amount of Joel and his daughter, i.e., Joel enjoys clearly women of color. Because where else did he get a daughter that looks like that? So salute to you, Joel. I like how you branch out, baby. Get out there, okay? There's love in all colors. So we see his relationship. He's a single dad, and again the single dad shit. Every time I see a father that is raising their kids alone or their kid alone, it's always some fuck shit. You got the Gallaghers, you got Joel losing his daughter, you got fucking what else? Every show where it's just the father there, it's like wild apocalyptic shit. Tom Cruise stuck with his kids in the world of worlds. They don't respect. It's just a bunch of shit. Why is that? Hollywood, come on. Can dads just have it easy? Can we have a good go of it? It's always tragic. But I digress. So they show that relationship. They show his brother. They show his profession and how smart she is. I gotta say, when they come with the sirens and she witnesses the neighbors freaking out, chasing her, got the shit coming out the mouth. She don't know what the fuck going on. Joel making that split decision to kill that neighbor right there with the wrench while his daughter watches. I was like, holy shit. Now, anybody that played the game know for a fact he didn't have no daughter. It was just Ellie, him and Ellie, right? So we knew the daughter was not going to be a factor. We knew she was going to be gone, but we get to see how, I have to say, when shit hit the fan and him and his bro got in that truck, when they reached the town and they put us, the viewer, in the back seat of the car, fucking phenomenal. I was like, anxiety was up. Anxiety was up. I felt like I was in that back seat. Shit hitting the fan. I'm like, oh, reverse the car. I'm like, okay, let's get out of here. And I'm screaming, drive, run them over. Fuck that. Rewind, get back, get back. And as he reversing, you see a fucking plane falling out the sky. I said, oh shit. And he's like, no, get out of there. Look, look, look. It crashes, boom. Pieces of the plane flying, flips the car over. I said, whoa. Shit hit the fan immediately. Now it's like, let's get to work. And it's just crazy how it went from they flipped over to finding safety. Um, Joel picking up his daughter, getting out the jam, and then being chased. Oh my god. When they ran through that house and that fucking clicker was chasing them through the crib and they had no balance, I was like, genius. How many times have we seen like a 28 days, 28 weeks later, or another zombie movie where they run? These motherfuckers be having the best, like, the coordination. They have the best balance. They running, they jumping, they slide. Very few times are they fumbling and bumbling all over the place. I like how this fungus took over this dude, and it seemed like he was trying to figure out how to turn. Like whatever was controlling him was like, okay, how do I move this human body? So he's like lunging at him, and he's falling all over shit. He's getting up. He just looked like he's like a drunk asshole on fucking meth or something. He's just like, whoosh. He's just crashing and shit. I said, oh my god. And Joel not looking back. He was like, oh, I don't know. I saw that thing. No sir. And then to get his life saved by the army dude, you go, oh, okay, let's see where this goes. And the army dude is automatically getting the code to kill on sight. Like anybody that's not dressed in fatigue, shoot. So he's busting at him and his daughter. I said, holy shit. What the fuck is happening? They hit that, and then the dude is sitting there talking about, I'm sorry. Saying I'm sorry before he about to blow Joel away. I'm just in here like, wow, that escalated quickly. His brother coming through saving his life. Daughter dies in his arms. Fucking wow. Kudos to them for the first 13 minutes of a show. If that didn't hook you, that first 13, I don't know. Just don't watch me. Don't watch this. Go find something else on TV. I don't know what to tell you. I ain't got nothing for you. If you ain't sold on this, not that you ain't gotta play the game. You ain't never played the game. It's the first time you ever heard of it. You just saw a trailer. You know the Mandalorian. You know this look good. You went to whatever. If that 13 minutes don't get you, I don't know. Cause I like to tell people, like, when I put them up on shows, I'm like, man, I give shows 3 episodes. If you ain't got me by the 4th, because I'll give you a development stage. Sometimes you start off slower. You're trying to get artistic. You're trying to get me to get into a character before things turn up a notch. I'm going to give you 3 episodes. For sure, you get 3 hours of Rails time. No problem. I have a 3-hour limit to invest in something that may or may not be shit before I quit on it. No need for this one. Give me 15 minutes of your time, and this one got you. So I appreciate that. We see him 20 years later. I was concerned about how young I thought he was going to still look. Like, how much different could he look then? And he's supposed, like, he should look significantly older in 20 years. But I think he did a good 20. They put enough grays everywhere. I feel like they added a few wrinkles. Maybe they just took makeup off. Maybe had makeup in the beginning, took a little bit off, threw some grays out there. I could dig it. But he's hardened. They giving us a good glimpse of the world, money, currency. They were trying to rebuild the country. Um, so we see that there's all little jobs, painting, fucking shoveling shit. I mean, things went to hell. So they're trying to rebuild. They're trying to structure, trying to keep civilization going. So you need to control people, especially with a virus or fungus or whatever out there. So you get it. Like it's so easy for us to look at that. Like when you see the fireflies and you see how they're treated, like when they walking around, they see how they give us a glimpse of how justice works. First off, Joel's a drug dealer. I Let me just slide that in there. Okay. He done Joel's about his money. He's working, selling old ass pills. He's like Morgan Freeman in Shawshank Redemption. He's like that dude that gets shit within the walls, right? He's a hustler, Joel. And we see that the punishment, if you leave out, so they giving us the rules in this first episode. If you leave outside the quarantine zone, ain't got no time for judges and juries. You're gonna get hung. You cross the gun line, boss. You cross that gun line, it's over for you. So you know the rules. Stay within your confines. I'm pretty sure there's other things that come across, probably like contraband, things of that nature. It's probably like just like a big prison facility, like a penal colony, right? But I feel like it's necessary. I know when we watching it, we want to be like, look at the system, look at the government, look how they treat people, how they didn't know if. But I mean, really think about it, people. If shit like that really were to hit, and I mean, there's like no law because you gotta get a structure and you have to be severe with the structure. Once the whole system falls down, you got everything fell apart and you gotta start from scratch. People resort back to animal shit, raping, robbing, murder. Like you gotta get a stranglehold on that shit before it goes crazy and nobody survives. Now it's just the Book of Eli. You know what I'm saying? Got them crazy raiders on the road. You got Mad Max and Fury Road. Then you got niggas like Humongous coming out. Lord of the Wasteland, Humongous. Like they're trying to make sure that no Humongouses arise from the situation. So I'm not too mad at that. Yeah, it looks nasty. It looks bad. But order must be maintained. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a villain. Maybe if Rail had a role, I'm just a villain. I don't know. To me, it's logical. You got to, but they're giving us a scope of the land. Um, the towns are fucked. People are whatever. They're wearing whatever. They're just existing to make it to another day. And then we see about the Fireflies. So we see that there's a rebel group. Don't know quite what they're rebelling against. We find out that they just don't like the way things are ran. And they feel like, hey, there should be a democracy. Democracy should come back. Which I'm not mad at their fight. I think that but it has been that way for 20 years. Because when we see the girl that's in charge of the Fireflies that we know of, she talks about how we've been fighting these wars and we've been losing for 20 years. So that ain't really a rebellion. That's just a onslaught ass whooping. All right, that's like the Empire and the Rebels. It just is what it is. Whoever gets to the guns first makes the rules. Whoever organizes people with guns wins. That's it. So they happen to get there first. And the Fireflies like to see that changed. So we see Joel has a goal in mind. He has a mission. He has a girl. I don't know if that's his girlfriend or just his apocalyptic partner, that he smashes from time to time. The one that he probably got stuck at the pandemic with. Didn't y'all have pandemic bays? You was locked out, couldn't go outside. So he was like, go ahead. This the one I'm going to deal with because I can't be out there messing with the other women because they might have the Covidius Maximus. It felt like one of those situations. Just a girlfriend out of, perimeter, proximity. But he wants to go get, I believe, his brother, if I'm not mistaken. So we see his mission. He's trying to stack bread to get a battery, get a car, go search for his brother, his goddamn self, because he's out there lost. That's his family. That's who saved his life. That's his family. I mean, do you need any more? So That's what he's about. So as he goes and collects these pieces, gets ready for his journey, runs into some fireflies with a very rude young lady named Ellie. Now Ellie don't know why the fuck she's locked up. Right? We get an idea of who Ellie is. Young asshole. You know, I don't know if she feels entitled. A lot of bark. Probably she got a good bite too. She did stab somebody, but we just get her right. Kind of funny. Funny in a dark way, funny in an asshole way. Somebody we can enjoy. So salute to her. I like her as Ellie. I think they did a really good job. And then they unveil the mission is to get her from point A to point B. She is the most important cargo. She is going to be the thing that turns the tide for the Fireflies, right? Now, how do we combine them? Well, let's have one group running from something, another group run into something, and let's make a deal. So Joel is now tasked with taking Ellie somewhere because why? Fuck that battery that you was trying to work so hard to get. Fuck that little shitty car that would have made it a third of the way to your destination. You know I'm the Firefly. You know I run shit. My word is bond. You take this girl with you. You drop her off. We're going to give you all the gas, the car, and guns so you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. We just know that you are capable to protect her and get her to this place. A lot better than we are because obviously we're shot and injured, right? And he's desperate. They're desperate. And that's a good lesson. Any deal you're taking out of desperation is probably the deal you should fucking walk away from. It's just not a good idea. So in that we still don't know why they got Ellie. We don't know why she's important until it's time for the great escape. We get outside the walls. They get found out by the officer taking a piss. And so we see how they check to see who's safe or whatever. As soon as they get to checking her, she flips out, stabs him, because she knows. All right? And then that's when they find out after Joel goes fucking ape shit on dude, murders him with his bare fist. So that also exposes who Joel is. It was two things that let you know Joel ain't for the fuck shit. One, when his homegirl told him like, yo, he decided to give this part away. I told him you weren't gonna hurt him, so you can't go out there all Clint Eastwood because he's already scared of you, right? So we see right now Joel is a no nonsense, I'll fuck you up type dude, right? Nobody fucks with Joel. Fair enough. And we see why nobody fucks with Joel. He will beat your face in. He destroyed that dude. His face is gone. Face off. Like Nicolas Cage. And then, so we see the brutality that Joel's capable of. That's just a piece of it. And we also see why she's so important. So she's been infected. It's 3 weeks old, right? So clearly, she has a natural immunity to it. And that she's the only one that they've ever come across that had such. So that means her bone marrow, her blood, her plasma, whatever the fuck courses through Ellie is something that the fungi can't fuck with. And if fungi can't fuck with it, we need to find out why. So we can only assume that the Fireflies are trying to get her to some place where they could do tests and find out if she can somehow, some way inoculate other people. Can they make something for it? Or is she just a walking cure? And at that same time, Joel and old girl realize, holy shit, this is why. And then they both, all three of them realized that they were going to be on the most danger ever if anybody found this out. Joel now realizes what cargo he's actually shipping and what the fuck he done got himself into, and it's too late because he's already invested. He done already killed a man, dipped, and he's on his journey. There's no turning back. So Joel somewhat fucked himself with this one, and that's what happens. Also, what I did like, I like when they saw that you saw the final form of a clicker. They showed us two forms of clickers, right? I know y'all thinking they zombies. They're clickers. We saw two forms. We saw the first one with the old lady and the guy that was chasing Joel in the beginning. That's the beginning of you being looking fucked up. And then we see the very end when the fungus is done with you and is like, it's over. So we seen the character just decompose, plastered on the wall with this like fungus type thing that stretches out. Okay, now what I do find funny is fungi usually travels airborne. And I was like, why the fuck is nobody wearing a mask? Wouldn't that be like a respiratory thing also? I always thought that was interesting. I'm like, okay. Don't seem too secure. But yeah, but just know, I'm hoping it's a whole bunch of levels of clickers in between the beginning of what we saw and where you end up. There's some morphing going on in between. So I'm very excited. This show opened up fucking terrifically, and we got something else to watch weekly. So good job, HBO Max. Good fucking job. And please tell me if you played the game. Tell me if you finished it. Tell me if you have intentions on going to play it again. And I'm not going to jump out the window. I've seen some people jump out the window and say, this is the best adaptation from video game to show or movie I've ever seen. Slow down. Slow the fuck down. Okay? Because the first two Mortal Kombats, I even like this last Mortal Kombat, is a hell of a, they did a pretty good goddamn job in my opinion. Okay, I love those Mortal Kombats. I won't take no, don't put, just throw that out. And I like the Resident Evil franchise. I don't give a shit that it has nothing to do with the video game, really. They got names. That's all I needed. They got some names, they got some characters. Oh, there goes Chris. Oh, there goes Wessler. Oh, there goes Doll. That's all I need. Resident Evil is fucking fun. It's amazing. So I'm not just finna go, now it's better than Silent Hill. No, yeah, of course. Street Fighter, I'd even argue. Like, slow down. Yeah, Street Fighter was probably shit, but Van Damme saved it when he did the kick. Once he did the kick, I was sold. I was like, oh, there you go. Yes, we could have did more with Blanka. He could have lit up with electricity a little bit more. Could have been. I'm waiting for somebody to redo Street Fighter, but slow down. Okay, let's not just jump out the window and call this the best. Let's give it some time. Let's see how this works. Yeah, that's all I got. So with that, man, protect your health, yourself, your wealth, man. Your boy Rail is out of here. Peace. Yo, I know I don't need no introduction, but y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Hollywood Rail, and I appreciate you for sliding through and watching these videos. But you know what I need from you? All right, if you ain't already, I need you to like this and subscribe this, man. We at 1,000 trying to get to 2, all right? Push it for your boy. Get them algorithms up. So when it come to that subscribe button,